is old. It's all the same to you. Our lies are not your truth. Day turns into night, and I have no need of light. They are one with you, one with you. When I'm sinking in this fire, and I have no need of light, I have one with you, and you will see this through. What to me is a liturgy, it's just that so-called obscenity. The stones you throw in litany just fuels the fire that's within me. It's all the same to you. Our lies are not your truth. It turns into night, and I have no need of light. They are one with you, one with you. When I'm sinking in this fire, and I have no need of light, I have one with you, and you will see this through. I rail against injustice. I stand to ask, why must this be? Pharisaic narrow truth, another nail to make you Day turns into night, and I have no need of light. makes the work of the Lord. We must shine in the darkness. The prophecy becomes reality. We must shine in the darkness. We are the people who will make the change. 'cause of this titan on my lust remains. Oh Lord,
tanti apostoli Petro e Paolo, e forum potestate d'autorità dei consigli, interceda prodotti sacerdoti, Regibus del Meritus, Beate Maria sempre Virgine, Beati Micaeli Arcangelo, Beati Ani Baptisti, Sanctum Apostolorum Petri et Paolo, Domum Sanctorum.
Here I come with a holy place. I shall send you in disgrace. Your sons are not unknown to men.
this world full of darkness, living where there is no light. You serve your idols, looking for reward. To reward only comes from above. You can have the only hope.
Evening, everyone!
Hello, good evening, welcome and bienvenue, bien sûr. No, that's of course. Bonsoir, guten Abend, hello. Hey up! How we doing? We all right? What? How about me? Hello, Catherine. Hello, Sally, Wayne, Baron. Gisela, Patrick. Scrolling. Yeah, the voice has gone weird. Scrolling back. Nigel, Rachel, and anybody else who is watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, how are you this day? It is Friday. Yay. Double yay, because after this at 10 o'clock, it's Mr. Aaron V. Graham and the He Will Rock You radio show. I look like I've fallen off the desk. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So, shall we gather? Yes, let's take a breath. No. Let's remind ourselves that everybody is welcome here. Yeah. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Mother. Just in time for us to gather.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest. Those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you.
Happy Friday,
Of
Hugh!
water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
Tritone for Friday.
So how are you? End of another week. I shall stop banging the desk because it makes the camera do that. I hope from this week, from this day, ideally, there's been stuff that is good and positive, uplifting, makes your soul sing, makes you feel alive, puts you in touch with who you are, and maybe gives you a sense of something more than ourselves, beyond us, that is hope, that is love, that we might call the divine, the other God. I'd love for you to share what you are thankful for today in a comment on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. As Friday, there is the Metal Methodist Friday mixtape. If you missed it, it was at 6:30 to play some tunes. There's still more to come. But also, I can share with you my pre-Rock City Roxanne mixtape from the early to mid-90s. Here we go. Kicking off as usual with Poison. Did you ever get up on the wrong side of bed with aching head and just fall apart? You're running late. The boss is something beginning with B, ending in itching. It's cold outside and the car won't start. Well, I don't mean to something beginning with B, ending in itch, I swear, because we all got our cross to bear. But when I hear the music, all my troubles just fade away. When I hear the music, let it play, let it play. When I hear the music, sure as darkness, I can see the day. When I hear the music, let it play. So what this day has made you say thank you, but saying it in Old Norse because it's more Viking, therefore more metal. What this day has made you say Jusanta! So thank you for sharing your Cheese and Tech moments for today. Hey, Angela, Cheese and Tech, the goodie bags that you told us about earlier in the week, you're going to tie to the railings at the church. You put them there at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and by 3 o'clock, they're all gone. And so you went back to church and put more out. That's amazing. That's fantastic. What a lovely thing to do. Thank you for doing it. And I hope all those who took them feel blessed and cared about. And in a way, through that, they might know that not just folk at church or you care, but also, above all, God loves them. That's fantastic. And absolutely, yes, it is Friday. Cheese and Tack for a windy but sunny walk in the beach. Well, one of those things you can get a tablet for, Wayne. I'm glad it was a good walk, and I hope that gave you a sense of God and creation and awe, being out in creation. Cheese and Tack from Sally for friends with deep wisdom. And Mother, grateful for clever folk. Ah, yes, had your vaccine today. Hurrah, fantastic. No side effects, Mother. Do you know which one you had? All right, Bob, double cheese attack from Wayne, because Bob the camper van has been finished. That is awesome. Feel free to post a picture on the Metal Methodist page timeline so we can all see Bob. Because, you know, when the Metal Methodist mosh pit happens, maybe this year, though it's looking a bit, but hopefully when it does happen, and it will happen, because if you book them, people, they will come. Then I was thinking maybe Bob could be a tour bus, if that's all right. Yeah. Anyway, Cheese Attack, absolutely buried. Yes, it is the weekend. Cheese Attack, hello, Kate. Good Italian class today. I was about to say that's good in Italian, but I don't know any Italian, which was awkward when I went to Rome. In the usual sort of English person on holiday and just doesn't know any of the language. It's just embarrassing, and I'm sorry, compared to lots of other countries who have a very good range of linguistic skills. Choose and Tack from Catherine for an unexpected gift. Yes, for reasons you don't know. And it's nice, isn't it? It's a bit like the grace of God. We don't need to know or understand it sometimes, but just the gift of it is important. And maybe, who knows, but for some reason they thought of you, and that's cool. And maybe your response to it was also a means of grace, just as the gift was to you. So that's fantastic. What, you don't know which one you had, Mum? All right, okay. Oh, no side effects. Good. That is doubly awesome, and double Cheese and Tack for that. Cheese and Tack from Stephen, because work is done for another week and you're not back until next Thursday night. That's fantastic. Have some great family time, my friend. That's wonderful. There we go. Thank you. Italian lesson from Kate. Thank you. So, si bene? Si bene. Is that right? Si bene. You see, I should have hung out more in the toilets at Frankie and Benny's, where they play like Italian on a loop, don't they? Well, they do in the gents. Good. So, yes, fantastic to have. So, children have had vaccines. Oh, so you can Pfizer and AstraZeneca, so you can compare and contrast as a family. That's fantastic. Yes, a minivan for a mini tour with a mini Methodist man, which is me because I'm quite short. Is that all right then? Thank you, Kate. Awesome. My pronunciation was bene. Yeah. Anywho, unfortunately, as well as all the awesome stuff, there may have been some. That's a good point. A mini van for a mini tour. Does it have a mini bar? What Angela wants to know. If it's transporting band members, then it may have to have a rider on it, like 5,000 blue M&Ms, or Colin from Witch Hazel won't go on stage. I don't know. Well, there we go. The petrol heads are in. Although I'm assuming it's a diesel electric train you drive at work, Stephen. Mini bar, mini tour, mini van. Minister. Hey, nice one, Kate. Yeah, I like that. Oh, it does. It does have a mini bar on it. Wow, blimey. Well, but there's all the cheese and tacks today. Thank you for those. There may have been stuff today that's been a bit pants. If there has, then continuing my Friday night pre-Rock City mixtape. These are the songs that I would put on the jukebox at the Tap and Tumbler on Parliament Street in Nottingham, and just annoy the entire pub with. These words for the stuff we want to lay down, the stuff that we regret, the stuff that just ain't good from today. In the words of Mr. Alice Cooper, of those things, you're poison running through my veins. And yet, despite how hard we try, sometimes we don't want to break these chains. So, if you need to, for this night, we can lay and turn away from those things. We don't need to carry any more.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And as we do, Jesus says to us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, whether you like Alice Cooper or Iron Maiden, and I will give you rest." And so, a reading for this evening. Luke chapter 8. Did I read the wrong one the other night? I'm having proper deja vu. Anyway, then his mother and his brothers came to him, but they could not reach him because of the crowd. And he was told, "Your mother and brothers are standing outside, wanting to see you." But he said to them, "My mother and brothers are those who hear the word of God and do it." So, a question for tonight is, who are our mother and brothers and sisters? Thank you, Wayne. Yeah. Is it just folk? If we are Christians, is it just folk, other Christians, just folk in the church? Is it maybe people we have common interests in? Is it people of faith, if we kind of think, well, it's better to be spiritual in some way than not at all? Or do we have a broader view on that? Who are our sisters and brothers? Pray tell. Love to hear your thoughts in a comment, as on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, as we insult me and listen to some music, which I should have chosen, but didn't before now. So I will do now. Well, just to say, you can all turn your speakers up for this, because it's a bit gentle and a bit quiet. So, yeah. And a bit folky. So, well, Viking. Yeah, Viking metal for a Friday night. So, if you haven't eaten yet, I invite you, as we listen to this, to shout Valhalla and raid the fridge. Slow fade, and I've run out of music for the comments. Sorry, so we'll go through them. Hello. Thank you for sharing. Scrolling back. So, yeah. Who are our sisters and brothers? Who do we find it hard to see in that way, and how might we grow in? If I put it on there, you can see it all. Grace. So, Sonny, thank you. Your sisters and brothers are those who challenge and change us, who break our boundaries in art and poetry and in being. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I like the challenge bit and the willingness to be open and change in response to that challenge. I suppose challenge doesn't have to be, it can be just kind of leaving a space for people to be who they are, and not judging, but seeking to understand and learn from that. And maybe we grow as we do, and appreciate the diversity and wonder of all of God's creation, including all of humanity and all its diverse wonderfulness, and how we all kind of bring something to the party. I'd probably bring nachos, but yeah. Cheers, Stephen. Often easy to see people outside the church as brothers and sisters. And I love the Metallica quote because it's bang on. Yeah, sad but true. Yeah, isn't it? Sometimes, and I'm sure people feel that about me in the church. So yeah, I'll take that speck out my own eye. Log, I mean, out my own eye. Someone's put a log in my eye. Bring the sanitizer. And that's probably why they think it. Yeah, I think sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. We've spoken about the Twitter storm in the last week, which is a complete understatement, and it's become a sort of shorthand for what is essentially really nastiness and hate crime online, isn't it? A Twitter storm, that hides the insidious, vile comments that people make about who people are. Not necessarily stuff that they've done, but just simply attacking who they are. And certainly, as we try and believe here and try and practice as best we can, that we're going to get it wrong, trying to see all people made in God's image. But yeah, I think I suppose it's surprising and hurtful when we have those encounters with other people of faith, and we feel hurt. I'm sure they feel the same when others hurt them. Even unintentionally. But then I guess there's that thing of the church. Do people belong to a faith community or a church community? Because unlike, I guess, other faiths, Judaism, and Islam, where you are of Catholicism, I guess, where you are born into that denomination or faith. So it's a whole being and identity. Whereas I think now Christianity is something that you choose to put faith in and choose to belong to a community of faith, however that is expressed, whether it's here online or whatever. But in that choosing, does that mean there's more likely to be people who are joining it because they're aware that they make a hash of it, like me, and they want to be better, more loving, more caring, more whole, and because we come with our brokenness, is that why we kind of sometimes, if not often, really cause hurt and damage towards each other? I don't know, but thank you for sharing it. That's yeah. And I love this, Baron. And amen, because totally, yes, metalheads everywhere are your brothers and sisters. Do you know whether people of faith, there's something in the metal community that, whether it's because everybody thinks you're weird or you look weird, just grow up, just grow out of it. No, it's a thing, it's a way of life, it's a way of being. And for those of us who get it, we are absolutely sisters and brothers, and that connects across the world. And so the way we connect here across the world is just mind-blowing and humbling, but I think speaks to that thing about particularly metalheads who, despite on the whole looking quite ferocious sometimes, some of them, but or scary, weird, but actually are just full of openness and willingness to let people be. But I take the point in terms of perhaps some views within some parts of the church, and how we have different views, whether it's here in the UK or in America or elsewhere. It's interesting, isn't it? How you can read the Bible, you can read the same passage, and different things speaks to you in the same way. I guess we can all read the Bible, and through whatever filters and experience and the way we've been brought up, we kind of read it in that way. And so the danger is that it affirms us. And again, as Sally said, how do we open ourselves to challenge if there are things in there that to be challenged by that and to grow? But I guess we've all got to be willing to open our hearts for that, and that's a big ask sometimes. So thank you, Kate. You like to identify family wherever you can. Well, you are definitely part of the Methodist family. Absolutely. And that's nice. That I guess I don't know if you perhaps wish you had more relatives, but the fact that your response is to reach out to others and see them in that way, that's stunning. That's beautiful and inspiring. So thank you, Gisela. Thank you. Brothers and sisters are the people who believe in Jesus. Hard to see as a brother is your brother-in-law. Okay. So God's at work, probably in him through you, but through you as well, and in you, in terms of just sticking with that, which I might imagine might not be easy depending on his views of your beliefs. And so we absolutely pray for you in that situation and for him. Everyone is our brother or sister. Some we need to pray for more than others, and pray for ourselves to smooth those relationships. Yes. So here in the UK, I don't want to open up a kind of massive conversation about it or disagreement, but I think certainly here in the UK, the Methodist Church currently, I think I've said before, involved in a conversation called God in Love Unites Us, which is just exploring what it is to be human today, our understanding what it is to be human and in relationship with God and each other, in the full widest way in which you could kind of think about and understand what that might mean. And you can, there are going to be some deeply held different convictions about that, and so but we might not smooth those relationships, I guess, in terms of I don't know, smooth them in terms of say, oh no, that's all right. I'm not going to stand up for what I deeply believe, but to just do it in such a way that there is still room for grace, that there's still relationship there, and we've treated each other with respect that we can, with God and grace at work in us, see each other as sisters and brothers, even if we disagree. Good question, Kate. Do we see brothers and sisters who are like us when those who are not may be in need of kinship? Yep. Good question. And is there something sacrificial? We might have to work harder at it. We might have to, do things that we don't necessarily interests or whatever that might not be ours, but actually, in order to reach out in love and care and walk with people, and not, even not in a way to kind of lead them somewhere necessarily, but just to let them know they are valued by God, and therefore we're trying to express that in our expression of kinship towards them. Okay, Stephen, that's rather a profound statement, my friend. And perhaps applies to all of us that, in terms of thinking who are our brothers and sisters, actually, perhaps we can only change ourselves through God, or our God to change within us, and maybe that means starting with us and how we might be a brother or a sister, or sisters and brothers if you're if you are they. Yeah, that's really helpful. That's really helpful and powerful. Thank you. Yeah, kind of starting with ourselves before God. Yeah. Yeah, which I guess follows on with what Nigel said. Yeah, thank you. Sometimes it's about learning to love ourselves first, and then we can love others, because we're coming from a place of security, not arrogance, or but security in who we are as children of God. That eternal security of carrying the divine image within us, being made in God's likeness, and with eternal security, to quote yet another Metallica song, in some ways nothing else matters, and so it allows us to be perhaps more open with others from that firm foundation of security of knowing that we're children of God. Yeah. Dude, sorry, man. Okay. Praying for you, mate. Thank you, Wayne. For a non-conformist denomination, there is sure a lot of pressure sometimes to conform. Yes. Yeah. So I guess and there's a hymn in our hymn book. It's in others as well, but it starts, summoned by the God who made us, rich in our diversity. That actually, to conform, we all have to be the same. Is there a way of absolutely conforming to a set of beliefs? And for the Methodist Church, is that it's Arminianism. It's that all fall short of what God would want of us, and yet God's love is for all, as is love, mercy, grace, forgiveness. Happy to conform around that for me, but in terms of how we express who we are in God, in worship, in music, in sartorial elegance, let's leave room for grace, I guess, and celebrate it maybe. Okay, thank you all. So, is there anything? Oh yeah, I just want to flash back to Stephen's other comment, because that's mad. So one of the guys you work with knew you'd got the job before you told work, because you'd seen a comment on here. So they've been watching, and you've had chats about faith with them. So that's really cool. That if they're just watching to laugh, hopefully, something God might, not. Well, I'm just, if it's helpful, that's great, and I'm really glad that you guys are able to have kind of conversations and just share together and talk about the Jesus you know and have met, and that because you talk about it because it's something that you have experienced and matters to you, that in itself becomes attractive, I guess. So, is there anything you want to pray for this evening? I invite you to drop a comment in for what you bring as and for prayer this evening on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. And something really gothic and doomy. It is the only gothic doomy song on this album by the German band Sacrificium, but it's very good. So please do let me know what it is this day you bring as and for prayer. Sorry, got myself sidetracked. Forgot to put the comment in about what do you bring as in full prayer this evening. Whoops, sorry. So what do you bring as in full prayer this evening? I know we've had a couple of things earlier on, so I'm just scrolling back, doing the backstroke, tripping the light fandango. Sorry. What? Yabba-dabba-do. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Sally, where's your comment? Where is it? Oh, dude, seriously, what have I done? No. No, not that one either. I know you put it in, and I saw there it is. Right, so Sally, pray with you for a friend being persecuted, or a sense of two friends being persecuted for who they are, and continue to pray for Stephen's friend as they have conversations. Just carrying on. Gisela, did you put a prayer thing in? No, that was it. Made me think of just praying for you and your brother-in-law, and just that situation of if you are a person of faith, but in a context where that's you might not be around many others, and to quote Iron Maiden, that sense of the loneliness of a long distance runner. But so prayers for you and your brother-in-law in that situation, and for God's grace and love and openness just to be at work. There are many things behind me, Wayne, including the best years of my life. Dear. I found it, but thank you for telling me where it was. No problem. Mr. Baker! So, this week at 117, no, it was last Friday, wasn't it? There was the double trouble of Mr. Tim Baker and Mr. Matt Forsyth doing Fridays 117 last week. And then I opened my Vine, which is a resource supporting people leading worship and particularly allowing people to worship at home during these times. So it contains everything you need for an act of worship, produced by Wayne Grucock and the Worship Cloud, worshipcloud.com. And sorry, I'm just laughing at comments. What a wonderful joy, because some of the prayers have been written not just by Tim Baker, but also by Mr. Matt Forsyth this week. So that's nice. Yay. So evening, Tim. Hope you're all right. I see. So Nigel's multitasking. So Tim's been over there. Right. So Tim was Tim at the fire pit, and now he's here. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent. And also, like God, he moves in mysterious ways. That's a very good point, Angela. Does Tim have a note for being late? Or do we let him off because he's been at the fire pit? We'll let him off. So come on and catch us up, Tim. Choose some tack. Any news? Dear. Fantastic. Yeah. Callan and Ball. Wayne and Garth. Bill and Ted. Anyway, so just the things we shared tonight, the fact that we might see others as sisters and brothers, and that perhaps part of that journey is, as many have helped us think about tonight, is actually starting with God, with ourselves, and to be the best that we can be in God in terms of how we relate to others with love and grace. sports update. What's the score? Okay. Not that I care if it's Blackburn, but I don't think Notts County are playing today, so couldn't care less really. Because I'll know what the score is, and it'll end in a 0 to Notts County, and any number there upwards for any other team they might be playing. So let us pray.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
I won't. I was about to share something in response to Tim's comment about worship songs, but I won't, because, I won't. But thank you for sharing, Tim, and we echo your truth and tack for you in our lives, and that brings us joy. We share your truth and tack for metal music, and may you have rest and peace from your tiredness. And I think a bit more music before we send each other, just so got not too much time to wait before Aaron takes the airways at 10 o'clock tonight on cornerstonechristianradio.com. So Baron, so the stuff that I am playing, I've got permission from the bands and labels, so might be a bit of a work in progress, sorting out mortification, so not sorted yet, but watch this space. For those who just think a little bit along those lines, a little bit thrashy, a little bit deathy, let's have let's go for this, actually. Bit of Pantocrator, yeah? Cool.
Circle pitch.
Good on the train, the day of love and past. Nelson in the shop.
But yes, I've forgotten it's a very long fade, so I just start talking over it. Thanks, Patrick. Hope your computer's all right now. And yes, Tuesday Tack, it is indeed Friday. And I've forgotten what Tuesday Tack. Oh yeah, Tuesday Tack, it's Saturday because tomorrow's your day off, and I hope it is a day of rest and relaxation for you. Also, you've got your service ready for Sunday, so it may be that despite the interruptions today. I'm with you. We lay down and pray for all those involved in the surge testing in your part of the UK. And for all of us, including Baron in Louisiana, having some winter going on at the minute. Although here it's day 2 without snow, but it was about -5 or 6 during the day here. So all that snow has turned to ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. I wish I'd just done under pressure instead. Sorry, everyone. Hope that doesn't cause trouble, Baron. Sorry, person in the shop. I think we'll do this.
May the peace of the All-Parent be ours this night, and with all people and all creation, in the time that is to come.
Yeah, so may that peace be yours this night, especially if you are tired and needing rest. Especially if there's stuff either for yourself or for others that you care about that is hurtful and hurting at the minute. And the hope, not the lottery ticket buying hope, but that deep Hebrew hope of what is already known and assured of that time that is to come and will come, when all people will know that they are loved by God, when God and heaven comes and kisses earth, and God's home is among the people, and there is no more crying, and God wipes away every tear from our eyes. Might make my eyeliner run a bit, but I don't care. And now the notices. So notice 10 o'clock. Notice has been served. Mr. Aaron V. Graham, Cornerstone Christian Radio.com, 10 o'clock tonight. The He Will Rock You radio show featuring some metal Methodist segment in there tonight. If you fancy listening to that from 10 o'clock, Cornerstone Christian Radio.com. Sunday night, so no Metal Compline tomorrow. Sunday night, the Metal Methodist Sunday service shall commence at 7:30 p.m. So some worship with metal hymns and kind of a bit more in-depth reflection on maybe a Bible passage from the Metal Bible. And Tuesday, because Baron mentioned the mighty Judas Priest, Mr. Kevin Dobson, my partner in crime was my partner in crime before I moved. We broke up due to geographical differences. We'll be getting together to talk about lots of things, faith, music, but mostly for me to harangue him about the fact that Judas Priest got better with age, whereas he thinks they went downhill with the release of to the point of being pointless with the release of British Steel. So do join me to generally harangue Mr. Kevin Dobson at 7 p.m. on Tuesday evening, but I will see you tomorrow if you are around. Sunday for the Metal Methodist Sunday service, and maybe hang out as we listen to the He Will Rock You radio show at 10 o'clock tonight on Cornerstone Christian Radio.com. Do you know this thing about who are your sisters and brothers, well, you know, we are so close here. Such is the bond between metalheads that we are now Stephen's wife. Hello, Steve, my wife now. Because he's just given us an accidental update on where he is in relation to getting a cup of tea on. That's awesome. That's how much we love you too, Stephen. Yeah, we are family. Yeah. So notice. Brilliant. Right. So when we finish, scroll probably forwards, I think, to an extra notice from Mr. Venerable Canon Dr. Wayne Grewcock. That pictures of Bob, the mini tour bus, is on the Metal Methodist Facebook page. So facebook.com/Metal Methodist, and let's drool over Wayne's van. And that's all right. Yeah, good. We've sorted out Stephen's beverage: strong coffee, splash of milk. Yeah. So yeah, see you in a couple of hours. There it is. And now, blisters and others. Wibble. Sway with me, Metal Compline. Sway with me, Metal Compline.